Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live today here at Sherwood Park. I'd like to welcome you all, myself and my colleague Miles Martin. My name is Craig Warnock. We'll be broadcasting live to you today from Sherwood Park for the Ontario Rugby Association's exhibition game against the professional side, Glendale Raptors v. Ontario Blues. I'm Craig Warnock, as I mentioned, and my colleague today are very much looking forward to a fabulous day of rugby. It's a very warm day with a very cool breeze coming in from the east. So I can imagine there'll be a lot of big ball in the air. What do you think, Miles?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's great to be here. It's thank you for having me. It's a picturesque day here in Burlington, Ontario. Wind is blowing. I really anticipate that both teams will be kicking the ball, placing the ball in the deep halves of their opponents, putting it in the corner. I anticipate a lot of line-out ball today, a lot of positional play, but also a lot of wide-open rugby as well. There's a lot of flyers on this team. Some guys looking to impress the head coach, look to get a cap in the next couple of weeks for Canada versus the USA, just up the street in Hamilton, Ontario.
So here we are, coming close to kickoff. Now, Miles, the Glendale Raptors, this will be a tough side for the Ontario Blues. They, I think, have approximately 9 Eagles within the side today.
They do, yes.
They've just recently formed as one of the professional rugby clubs within the United States. And here we are. The ball's just been kicked off. Lovely and well picked up by Ontario. Just outside the 22, right in the middle of the field. And the captain's taking it inside his own 22.
Very fast-paced.
Very fast, Miles, right out the gate.
There's a spill right there in the 22.
There has been a bit of a spill in the 22, and possession has gone to Glendale.
Still got advantage.
Glendale retains possession.
Looks like they're still playing advantage.
They're a real physical presence, this Glendale side, and they're certainly using it right out the gate, right outside the 22 of Ontario Blues.
Both teams just trying to feel each other out, you can tell. Just go into the open side, just trying to find the advantage.
Maintain possession. Man on the outside, that winger, the Glendale winger, has just been taken down just before the try line.
It's a great tackle.
And here they come again. This will be the third phase Glendale ball inside the 22 of Ontario Blues.
Great defense by the Blues as well to string it out. They're coming up fast as soon as the ball's coming out.
We're coming up to the fourth phase now, Miles. Deep inside the 22 of the Ontario Blues. Coming into a fifth phase now.
Great hands right here by Glendale. You can tell they're just stringing it from left to right. Just trying to find the hole, see if they can find some way to poke through. Great defense by Ontario here to realign.
I was talking to the management team, Miles, yesterday for Glendale, and they did say that they were up for this right at the beginning of the game. A big physical game. They're a big physical side. We'll see how they go for the full 80 minutes.
And that's great defense right here by Ontario. You know, they had the spill on the 22, and it looks like they just planted themselves on the 22. They weren't able to advance more than 5 yards at most. And now we have a scrum down Ontario ball. Looks like it's just outside the 22.
A little pressure for Ontario right out the gate, eh, Miles?
Yes. Yes, you can tell both teams just trying to figure each other out, trying to weather the storm. I guess we'll have to see how the game plays out. The temperature's perfect for this. Nice, cool, crisp breeze. Not that sweltering 35 degrees that was earlier this week in Ontario.
Ontario's managed to gain possession just outside their 22, a turnover, and a penalty for Ontario Blues. Huge numbers here today. But Sherwood Park, how many would you say approximately? 300?
About 300. A great event put on by the
so far, and they're
Burlington
still
Centaurs.
coming in, Miles. They're still coming in.
Burlington's done this last couple of years. They've had a couple of Ontario games, and they always put on a great show.
It's a good field. Great condition this year. We've had a lot of rain, obviously, out here in Ontario this year. So,
looks like we have a scrum down going to Glendale. Packs are dead even, 19-20 each. Tight 5. The advantage is very slim to the Raptors, Glendale, by about 2.5 pounds.
Glendale ball just put it in and received well. It's now coming off the back of the scrum out to their number 10. That's a great little set piece that they've made. Well covered by Oakville Blues. Ontario Blues, should I say. That's a great tackle.
Number 5 came up in a hurry. Ontario has this ability just to regroup really well. They're offside.
Yeah, so the referees brought them back to halfway, almost, just in the middle of the pitch for a penalty to Oakville Blues.
And I anticipate with this kind of wind right here in the back, you get with this one, they're just going to pound this as far as it can go.
I think you're right.
Out of bounds.
Yes, I think you're right, Miles.
Yeah.
And there, you called it. They need to pump their way down that side of the field.
Sean Windsor, huge boot. And I think that's exactly what they're going to have to do for this first half. Every time they get a chance like this, just absolutely pound it, put as deep as it possibly can, and just play in Glendale's half.
Use that win to their advantage.
Absolutely. Keep Glendale on their back foot, and we can see what happens next. Ooh. Looks like the wind took that one, and the line out.
Yeah, they've lost possession there. It's Glendale's ball. The center's just pumped it up to the 10-meter line, taken by the Oakville Blues winger. Back in, controlled it. Off the back foot of
we have advantage
Ontario
too.
Blues.
It looks like that Glendale was offside. The comeback short side. Still playing advantage. Penalty 2. Looks like it's penalty for Ontario. The coach looks like he wants to have a word with the captain of Glendale. It's the third infringement. Third infringement in a row. So again, we have the ball on the a ball and a half, and it looks like Sean Windsor is just going to pump this as far as he can go.
Again, using that advantage with the wind. Hey, Miles.
And they just see there it is right there.
He's miskicked that. It's going right out of the back of the dead ball line.
That's exactly what we're talking about. That's the wind that's just going to take that ball and make it carry as far as it can. Unfortunate, but now we have a scrum down for Glendale at the spot of the kick, which will be just on halfway.
So it appears that the nerves are worked out of the players right now. Glendale, Miles, as I said, are a physically dominating side, but Ontario seems to have settled nicely.
I think both teams have. When it comes down to it, both guys just want to play rugby. It's they just want to see what they can do. Both teams have a lot to prove to one another, and I think you're going to see a lot of fine rugby.
I think so. And make no mistake, this is an exhibition game, but there's a lot at stake for Ontario today. A lot pushing for Canadian positions. I think we have approximately 12 viable Canadian players there today.
I think so too. Yes. Offside. Penalty for Glendale. Just inside the 10. Looks like they're going to go to half. Or, I'm sorry, they're going to put it in the corner. Looks like there's going to be a line out at about 10 meters outside the try zone. I anticipate a ball to the back of the line out here. A catch and drive. It's bobbled a little bit by Glendale. They've recouped well. Set up a maul. The maul's gone to the ground. And they're just playing a flow game right here. Keep going to the open side.
That's a great little poke by the center from Glendale, and it looks to be a try. Yes, it is. The referee has awarded a try in the corner to Glendale. 5-0. So, Miles, as I was saying earlier on, I believe there is a couple of selectors in the crowd tonight. So the Ontario side are going to be certainly on top form.
Absolutely.
I believe Mark Anscombe, the Canadian coach, is here tonight, and he's looking on not only from an Ontario perspective, but to see what the competition is like today with the this American professional side.
And the same thing can be said with Glendale. There's some guys on this side who can definitely go play for the Eagles. It's just a matter of to play well here, put on a bit of a show for the coaches.
Right. That's right. I mean, so as much as it's an exhibition game, there's a fair amount at stake, really, isn't there?
Absolutely. This looks to be a tough kick on the sideline with the wind in their face.
Yeah, heavy wind right in his face.
It's a nice stroke.
And he's not got it. He's not got it. So there we are, 5-0 so far to Glendale, and we're approximately 7 to 10 minutes in.
Yeah, you're right. It's about the 8-minute mark.
And they'll be eager to get back into this, Miles, Ontario Blues, and it's been
see that
kicked off.
That's the wind that took that right there.
Yeah, just very much outside the 10.
It went too far.
Well controlled.
See, and this is what Glendale's doing. They just want to take their big boys and run right down the middle of the field, punch those holes, and now they have options now on both sides of the ruck. The last couple times they keep going to the open side, going to the far side.
That's a big Gary Owen. That's a tester under that wind.
You are. That's too bad. You look fucking crazy. Where did they get the commentators from?
Ontario has retained possession. Is it coming? It's coming now. And they've managed to run the line. That is a fantastic run from the out half.
Oh,
unfortunately, a knock on in the 22.
They're playing advantage.
Yep.
Still playing advantage.
They don't want to lose this. Oh, and indeed a penalty.
No. That's
Is he pulling it back? What's he doing, Miles?
I think he's saying there's no advantage on the knock-on. They're going to scrum down.
Oh, there seemed to be was that an infringement? It looks like the linesman on the far side has a discussion. His flag's not up. That's what it is. Scrum to Glendale inside their 22.
So what happens there is the referee believes that there's not enough of an advantage gained by Glendale, so they're going to bring it back to the original infraction, and that's where they're going to scrum down.
Be interesting to see what Ontario Blues does here inside Glendale's 22, Miles. And they obviously defend and
attacking scrum by Ontario.
There we go.
This is what they
defense.
Want. That's a big scrum.
That's a very, very good scrum. And they're on the attack now, Miles. Well, I believe they haven't gone back 10, Glendale. They are on their try line. And they're driving over for the try. That's a great try by the Ontario Blues.
Try by Ontario.
Very opportunist and taking that very quickly, and they've had success from that. 5 each.
And that's just a heads-up play by the scrum half. When you have the penalty too, you tap and go. Some of the players may not know exactly what's going on. They attack, run into a player, see if you can get another penalty or so. Glendale was able to recoup, but when you have momentum, you're playing on the back foot, you drive forward, get over the try line.
That was good, really good foresight from the Ontario Blues scrum half. Took that really quickly. It was a good opportunist try. He had the support. It appeared that Glendale were on the back foot there, and they obviously capitalized from that.
Rewards him with 5 points. It was all set up by that big scrum. And it looked like that Glendale had released early, and that's how they got the penalty.
This should be an easy kick.
Flags are up.
Accompanied by that win, it is now 7 Ontario Blues, Glendale 5. So Andrew Ferguson, who just slotted that over, has been a bit of a mainstay at the Oakville Crew for some time, and he has been capped. I think obviously vying for position yet again at that position. It was a great conversion by him.
Unfortunate. That's a spill on the 22 by the scrum half. Looks like he took his eyes off the ball and might have heard some footsteps by some Glendale Raptors bearing down on him. Gonna have a scrummer down right now on the 22. Oh, I'm sorry. We have time off right now. We do have a man down. I want to see if we can get a number here, find out which player is down. The trainers are out to help.
Now from here it does, I mean, we haven't got a great observation point as to who's down, but it... Yeah. It does look like Ryan Surgener's down temporarily. Well, so far so good. A lot of aggression coming out of the gate, Miles. A lot of big hits, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm.
And that's what you want from both teams. You know, again, both teams, there's a lot to prove for both teams. They're trying to definitely make an impression. I don't know if Glendale is used to this kind of wide open play by the Ontario Blues. We're seeing a lot of great things here. Oh, it looks like he's going to stay in, which is good.
So there you have it. We're scrum down.
On the 22, attacking scrum for Glendale.
Just outside, or just inside the 22, or in fact, that looks like it's just on the line there, Miles.
It looks like it's on the line, it is. I anticipate some sort of back row play here. Oh, that's a big shove by Ontario.
That is a fantastic drive by Ontario.
Shove.
They've taken it against the head. They've coming up the blind side.
He's offside. We have advantage, Ontario.
Pearson's taken a very big opportunist up the blind side, taken against the head, and he's back in again.
Still playing
well
advantage.
Set up. They've gone right. Still playing advantage. A great little chip. That's also a very good vision from the Ontario out half. The referee's blown up and given the penalty to Ontario Blues, who will undoubtedly take advantage of this wind again, Miles.
Hopefully the ball gets out of is put into touch this time.
Straight out.
Line out, Ontario ball. Look for big Hank McQueen here in the middle.
Not in straight, Miles, I'm afraid.
That's the wind. The wind works for you, the wind works against you.
Eric Howard, the Ontario hooker, is also a mainstay for the Canadian side right now. It appears that
Glendale's opted for a lineup here.
Yeah. They've opted for the line out. There's a bit of an unusual call given that wind again.
It is. It is, but they must be very confident. I'd look for one of these locks, number 4 and number 5 here. And there it is, number 4 at the front of the line. They set up a maul, set up very well organized. But they're not getting the shove I think they're used to. After they reset, the ball's brought back to the back, cycled through. Here it's on the hip of number 3 for Glendale. And again, that's great. Oh,
that's a great inside pass. Along to the winger. And you see the support from Glendale again. Again, showing that physicality.
Not releasing the tackler.
A quick tap and go. I don't believe he's back 10. And we'll see the referee's arm here potentially in a minute. He's playing advantage.
Yes. Still playing advantage. It's a big tackle in the middle of the field.
Another great inside ball, and that looks to be another try for Glendale. It is. So there you have it, Miles.
You know, they're taking advantage of advantage. You know, Ontario probably playing a little bit more cautious when they know that the arm is against them.
They seem to capitalize really well with some of those small mistakes that Ontario just made there, and obviously it's paid off for them. So we're now at 10-7 to Glendale.
Another tough kick on the far side, wind in the face again.
Right into the wind.
Yeah. A lot of good play here by both teams. It's very sleight of hand so that to move the ball so quickly through the hands. And the last two tries that we've seen from Glendale are exactly that. You know, just it should have gone to ground, but great hands to pick up the ball and keep the ball alive. The coverage might not have been there from Ontario. And they're able to dot it down. And that's not the kick is no good.
And he has not slotted that through. The kick.
So the score is still the same. Glendale 10, Ontario 7.
Well, Miles, I have to say it's a great atmosphere out here today. Prior to that, they had some of the minis playing, a bit of a festival atmosphere. It's a true exhibition game.
And I tip my hat to the Burlington Centaurs and the people behind them. My good friend Nick Manns. They put on a great show every year. They want to make sure that it's just a great day of rugby for everyone. But everyone has such a great time here. I know I'm enjoying myself here.
It's a good family atmosphere. I agree with you, Miles.
That's big Hank McQueen.
Here we are again, just outside the Glendale 22.
Beautiful maul that they've set up. It's recycled well. Ball's at the back of the...
He's on his own.
We have advantage. It looks
That's
like
better support by Ontario.
Are they going to walk? Just going to keep walking. Advantage again. The Glendale player is coming in from an offside position. That's what he's called.
Now they're going to open it. Again, setting up for another phase. They've gone back inside again, Miles.
They keep it nice and short here.
Kai has moved, and that is beautiful. A great try, an opportunist try, right in the corner by the Ontario scrum half. Andrew Ferguson has scored in the corner of the Glendale end, bringing the score. Yeah.
12-10 Ontario.
12-10 Ontario.
I believe that was Kai on the wing there. He took on two defenders, ran right between them.
It was. He just caught the Ferguson just outside of him.
Yes, he's
drew the defender and brought him in.
That's right. Able to free his hands, pop the ball to the winger and support, and able to dot it down the corner. Great strength.
Sorry, Coach.
It's going to be on the other side.
He's a successful carpenter. Look at the craftsmanship that went into it. Well, his daughters who are 5 and 3, they made it.
Look, watch him change. Watch him here.
Was it good?
It was good. Yeah. So that.
Here we go, Eddie. Boy! Watch this. Easy on.
Seems to be a bit of a enthusiastic party in here on the sidelines.
The ball's going to just hang in the air. Great take by number 4 for Ontario. They're playing quick ball here by Ontario. Back inside, exploiting the short side.
So there's some very quick recycling off the back of these breakdowns.
We're in the 5th phase right now for Ontario, and they're just marching, taking 3-4 yards at a time.
Oh, it's a little bit of a knock on there.
Spoke too soon. Scrum down. Raptor ball. About the 45-yard line. Looks like we have time off. Looks like we're making substitution. Number 17, Justice Sears is coming on.
I think it might have been a result of the injury to Ryan Surgener.
He didn't look well since the injury. It looks like it might be a shoulder injury.
A little bit ginger, yes.
Favoring his left side here.
Bit tender.
Sears.
He's had a great season this year in Glasgow.
He's a cap player as well.
Again, a Canadian mainstay. So it's come out the back. Glendale's taking it. Oh, and yet another knock on.
That's a big hit in the middle of the field right there.
And a very big hit.
Yeah. These both inside and outside centers on both teams are not going to be giving up a lot. They seem to be attacking this middle part of the field, and both the inside centers on both teams are definitely up to the challenge to make some hard tackles today. We've seen nothing seems to be clean through that channel.
It's a true game of chess right now, Miles. It seems as though they're just trying to feel each other out at this point.
It should be interesting. We have the whole back line on the short side and only 2 players on the open side.
That could be a costly mistake from Ontario. And again, the ball's gone loose. Ontario has taken the ball.
They recycled well.
Just outside their own 22. Very flat, very flat.
There's Sears making his impact.
Right away, right off the sideline, making an impact. Well, they seem to be running it from their own end here, Miles. I thought they would have used the wind as an advantage to clear it out, especially being put under that much pressure.
Yeah, I thought so too, but obviously they see something, they feel a little bit more confident. Like you said, the game has slowed down just a little bit. Both teams are getting a good feel of the opposition.
And again,
I don't even know if he has the time.
They're very up on them. They're up flat on them, Glendale.
There it is. That's short side right there.
That is a great piece of play. A great piece of play.
I don't know if you're going to catch him.
You're not. Oh! Just a little tap tackle.
Tripped up.
Kai thought he had it better than me. Perhaps he should have passed there.
It looks like he knocked the ball just to knock the ball on.
They had a 2-on-1 and an opportunity to pass on his inside, and he tucked it and went and just got tap tackled on the line.
And, it looked great, but this game is all about possession, and it doesn't matter how far the run is. You got to be able to present the ball back to your team to continue on play. This ultimately wipes out the run.
Well, I do. I kind of think that was a little bit short-sighted. I think he probably he felt that he had a better of him, Kai, but he did have the opportunity on the inside of him. He probably should have popped it then.
Scrum down, Raptor ball. He's just going to reset the scrum here. It looks like the referee wants to make sure the scrum is settled before he motions to the scrum half to put the ball in the scrum. Scrums have been great so far. No issues at all. It looks like no funny stuff. Just 2 teams, just head to head. Just locking in, locking down, and getting a shove when they can.
Well, Miles, the crowds are starting to gather in and thicken out a little bit. Much more enthusiasm. It's hard to tell from this wind and the quietness of the crowd, but we're starting to get warmed up here.
There's a whole bunch of tents all the way around the pitch here. Looks like no one's inside the tents. They're right up on the fence here.
That's it. They've just moved up right close up onto the pitch. So here we go. Ball into Glendale. Glendale's ball inside their 22.
Nice stalemate scrum by both teams.
That's a great piece of pressure from Ontario.
It looks like the 8-man might have knocked the ball on just a touch. I'm going to scrum down. Blues put in.
Now, from a technical standpoint there, I believe the two sides way up from a size perspective in the pack, but technically that was a great piece of play from Ontario.
I think so too.
It's going to put Glendale a lot of pressure. And they're going to take it against the head.
Nice little formation.
Ferguson
the
to put
back line
in.
for Ontario. They have Kai right up on the left shoulder.
Great little set piece. Misplay, and he is in under the post. Fantastic try to Ontario Blues.
Great play.
So there you have it. From one phase, one basic error against the head from Glendale, and Ontario have capitalized with a try under the post. Miles?
You know, it starts with a stable scrum that you saw from Ontario.
Yes.
And I told you there's an interesting formation that we saw in the back line, and all they did was just flare out Kai, and he's able to run through the two centers and take it right between the posts. Looks like they run a bit of a dummy line between both the inside and the outside center. It just opens up the gap. Kai's able to see that and exploit that, and he's so powerful, so fast, so explosive. He gets to the try line, gets it down, and the conversion is good too.
Ferguson slotted that between the posts. So I think we're in for a bit of a game.
We are.
A bit of entertainment.
21-10 for Ontario.
It's been end-to-end stuff so far, to be honest.
We are only in the 28th minute. It's gonna be a flyover game, hopefully.
And right back into it. Ferguson takes
The box kick.
great little box kick. That might be a bit of a challenging kick, as I thought with the wind.
He looked up.
The pressure was there.
Absolutely. Puts them all on their back heel.
And they're going to have to run it into that wind again, Miles.
And they're flat, and they're able to regroup. They're going to need at least a phase or two, and now the Ontario player holding on to the tackle player.
Now, Miles, that was a silly move. They had a real opportunity there from a defensive position. They were flat. They had Glendale on the back foot, and they made a very, very small mistake, which took the pressure off of Glendale.
It's a small mistakes like this that can hurt you in the long run.
This will give Glendale the opportunity to regroup.
It all started with a box kick. I thought it was a fantastic box kick. It put the player under pressure. They were able to file through, but it really held the Raptors under some pressure for a little bit. But, a costly mistake, and now we're looking at a line-out Raptor ball. Oh, is that taken? It is.
And taken ahead.
Oh,
and a knock on.
Spilled on. I have a man down.
That was a big hit.
No, he's up. This is the number 9. So he might have taken a bit of a knock. Attacking scrum for the Raptors. The call coming out for the number 10. Looks like a play might be on right here if they're able to get some clean ball off the base of the scrum. They've had some problems the last couple of scrums, so
So I believe the score is 16-10. Ontario, am I wrong?
21-10.
21-10.
3 tries, 2 conversions.
Okay.
I've seen scoreboards small, but that's ridiculous from here.
It's 19-10, I'm sorry.
19-10, Ontario. And here they come again.
High tackle. High tackle.
Need to try to pump it down here in the corner against that wind. Keeps it low. They're slowly just trying to creep their way back up this pitch, it appears, Miles. They're fighting against that wind.
2 costly mistakes. It starts with the knock on, and now we have the high tackle.
And they're under attack. That's a great miss move inside from Glendale from the out half to the outside center. And he's in for yet another try. The
number 7.
Outside, the open flanker for Glendale has scored.
Just there in support.
Great support from them.
Looks like a little switch between the 10 and the 12. It came in, ran behind this.
This is a great set piece from Glendale.
And the number 7 there in support to dot it down.
Well, when I said end-to-end stuff, Miles, I wasn't joking.
19-15 for Ontario. Conversion to come. Rory McDonald lining it up. It looks like he pushed it.
And the wind's just caught it there, Miles. The wind has just caught it, so conversion's no good.
Score still stands: Ontario 19, Glendale 15. Roughly the 30-minute mark. About 10 minutes to go before we hit to halftime. Oh, that's a nice ball.
And he's taken that well and just managed to find a bit of a gap there. And here we go again. Undoubtedly they set up for another phase here. Oh, they've opted for the kick. Ontario in support. Look how flat Glendale. They almost appear to be encroaching there.
It looks to be offside as well, but oh, they lost the ball. Lost the ball in contact.
Glendale are back on the attack. A turnover ball from, again, another mistake. They seem to be making a few small mistakes, a few small arrows that's been costly for Ontario.
And this is exactly what Glendale wants to do. They just want to bang it up with their guys. Able to get the second or third phase.
There's the advantage with Kai. Kai on top of his...
that's a cross. They have an obstruction.
They call an obstruction call there. Yeah, I think you're right, Miles. Frankly, I think they were saved there, Miles. That gives Ontario an opportunity to utilize this wind again and pump it down the left side of the field, which they do so. For a line out just inside the Glendale
has
half.
A man down. Trying to get a man back in position here so they can get to the line out.
Ontario want to go quite quickly, take advantage of this momentum. And here they go.
Soft hands of Hank McQueen. Set up a beautiful maul.
And here they go again with the maul. Miles, you're right.
They just feel the soft spot and just keep.
Very well controlled. They just need to support around that left-hand side a bit better.
They got to be able to produce. Looks like it's tied up now.
They're going backwards. You're going to see this be produced back to the scrum half in a minute.
It's gone to
unless
deck.
They can capitalize, and here it is.
You have that outside center.
That is a fantastic handoff to set up for another phase. The referee's called a penalty.
Ontario. A penalty for Ontario, I'm sorry.
No, Miles, if I was a betting man, I would...
We have a yellow card.
I think I'd be going for the posts on this.
We have a yellow card. So it looks like there are 2 infractions by the player. We're just going to try to find out who it is.
There seems to be a bit of a... is number 13. So there has been an infraction by Glendale's center.
He'll probably be off for the rest of the half, and I think come back in the second half. Beautiful maul set up here by Ontario. Oh, beautiful try.
And that is a fantastic opportunist try from Ontario. So indeed, Chad London is off for probably the remainder of this half for Glendale, leaving them with 14 men to close out this first half.
24-15 Ontario.
There you go, sir. Would you like to lean up against the
Getting closer.
Well, it looks like Glendale's about to trying to regroup it. They're not talking some tactics as they wait for this
Right now,
possible conversion to be slotted over. Again, this win will play an advantage for the kicker.
looks like a 2. Is it a 2? That's a 2. That's a 2. Wait. 2.
And the conversion was not made.
Score still stands 24-15 Ontario.
Yeah, as I was saying, Miles, the Glendale team don't seem to be coming up as aggressively now. They seem as though they're trying to regroup before they go into the second half.
Well, you know, it's a good opportunity for them to see exactly what they're up against and see what opportunities are there for them and make the adjustments at halftime, which should be in a couple of minutes.
Here's another box kick coming up from Ferguson.
This is a perfect ball, beautiful ball.
That's well taken. Oh, he's under a lot of pressure.
Great open field tackle.
A great offload there by Glendale. They're trying to set this up and recycle this ball to see if they can get them out of this position. Ontario up very flat.
This is exactly what Ontario needs to be
That's great
doing.
pressure by Ontario, Miles.
Fire off the ball as soon as the ball is out.
On its out. They're attempting to run it.
They get there in cover. It's.
I'm astonished by how quick they are all to the breakdown, and they're very enthusiastic, even for it being an exhibition game, Miles. Both sides really want to win.
This is really good rugby, and he puts into the third row, and it looks like it's halftime.
And that's it.
Yeah.
We are having an enjoyable day here. Sunny, beautiful, very, very windy day coming in from the east at Sheridan Park with the Glendale Raptors v Ontario Blues. Just going into second half. We are going live from Kojiko TV, and we'll be back with you just after this break.
Let's keep going, eh? So Gardner 6.5 in the bin. Just let me know, please.
And we're back.
Ready?
Yes, we are, Miles. We are back. Here we go. We're about to kick off. That's going to be a bit more of a
Not in
challenge.
the air!
Going 10, Miles.
Play on!
Yeah, and we have the score here.
Well, I would have liked to see the team talk in
24
the Glendale
15. Yes.
change room at halftime, Miles. What was said there? I know it's an exhibition game, but I'm sure there was probably a few words spoken to see if they can get their stuff together. Ontario's come out fairly technical in that first half, and then obviously capitalized.
Well, I think they got away from the game plan. You know, we talked about this at the beginning of the show, where they had that strong wind. They should have been pumping the ball as far as they can, and they did that for a little bit. They got away from it in the last half hour or so. We started seeing those box kicks that were happening, in the middle of the field. In essence, they really should have been, keeping the ball as deep as they possibly can in Glendale's half, and they got away from that. So to only be up by this much, I don't think it's enough, personally.
Well, potentially not. Let's see what Glendale do with this wind in the second half.
And that's what I think Glendale's exactly going to do, right?
So going into the second half.
Seconds. Watch, punch, base. Coach. Fine.
29-15 for Ontario. Oh.
Both guys, both teams. Maintain gaps, okay? Maintain gaps, shoulder out. Maintain your gap. Stay arm away until bind.
Referee's just given some instruction here.
Watch, punch.
To maintain the gap.
Let's go, Casey.
Get settled into the second half.
Bind.
Here at Sherwood Park in Burlington.
Set.
Beautiful day of rugby. Second half action. Great
Clean ball in. That is a great drive again from Ontario. They've capitalized over that.
Ontario's feet.
Truly technical play again.
Advantage Ontario.
And they've taken advantage. Yes, they have, Miles. They'll up for a second phase here. No, they won't.
Over.
Get upfield now. Advantage over. And now they want to run it. This is good. This is good stuff.
That's great play by Ontario.
Come back short side. And look for this one to go really wide here.
So, Miles, I took a little bit of a break from our booth here at halftime and talked to some of the general public and some of the management teams, and it appears that this, according to the pundits, is a pros versus Joes game, as it's known. Pros versus Joes. And according to some of the American, they classify us as jocks, so I've been told that this is a pros versus jocks game.
Is Ontario the pros?
Well, as you know, Glendale are the pros. Ontario are not a professional side.
Well,
they seem to be holding their own today.
Definitely going to see how they play on the second half.
That's exactly what to knock on.
We still have a couple minutes left for the sin bin for Glendale. Gotta be.
William! Watch, punch! Crouch! Bind! Set!
Nice solid foundation by both clubs.
And we are right in the middle of the pitch.
And this is what they've been doing all day. These Raptors, they have these big guys that are turning the corner and just running upfield, looking to drop a shoulder into someone. And
That's a bit better play trying to control that, but it's being brought back.
Ball's out.
Being brought back.
Ball's been out on the full. Wind picked up just a little bit. It looks like when he kicked the ball, and just the ball carried a little bit, took it out into touch, and they got to take it from where he kicked the ball. Another big lineup by Hank McQueen.
8 out, 8 out!
He's been so sure-handed. They set up this foundation for this maul.
That's great again. It's another maul encroaching on Glendale's 22. That's good technician play from Ontario. It's out the back.
Ooh,
that is a big knock. What appeared to be a bit of a collision.
Oh my goodness.
Miscommunication there. Still capitalizing. Inside the 22 of Glendale now. They just turned it over.
Missed that offload.
Knock on advantage.
As you hear, it's a knock-on advantage to Glendale. They've decided to run it, set it up for a bit of a control play here to see if they can pump this out, as they do.
Over.
And they've opted to go to the right side of the pitch and cleared it nicely. They got themselves out of some trouble there, Miles.
Yeah, they did, and they're using this wind as a 16th player for them. Put the ball to foot, get it out of the end, play deep, at least get it out for safety, play offensively for it. It's really helping them. If they stick to this, it'll be very difficult for Ontario to really get back into this.
That's right. Now it does appear that there's been a bit of a substitution. Andrew Wilson is going in for
Seb.
Hold the line, Pete.
For Seb.
The number 8.
Yeah, Pearson.
Yes.
Andrew Wilson is a cap player, plays his club rugby at Oakville
Crusaders.
Oakville Crusaders.
That's right.
He's just come on the field. Now, I don't know if that was due to an injury. First touch, great pass. I don't know if that was due to an injury or if that was a tactical or a strategic substitution.
And this
here
is
it comes at the back.
Ontario's running here. This is what they have to do.
They're going to set this up for another phase. That's well executed by Ontario. Again, a great technical play in by Andrew Wilson. Right into the thick of it, right from the very beginning for him.
Still options on both sides here.
Play it.
5th phase.
Oh, that looked as though it was forward.
It was on the first time. He looked back. He saw Dan Moore there. He didn't give it to him. He came back the second time. When he came back the second time, it was too late.
Just continue working on those offsides. Yeah. Make sure you guys timing is accurate. Once he moves it from the wall, that's when you guys.
Yeah, so a little instruction from the referee, but that was indeed a forward pass, obviously unintentional. You trying to look for him back inside, Miles?
Yes, very spirited start to the second half. Very much like the first half. Hopefully, it'll take him a little bit for them to slow down. I believe that the sin bin is back on now. So both teams at full strength.
Crouch. Fine. Yeah. Early.
Free kick.
And they've taken it quickly.
Looks like they might be pushing.
But
early.
he has run away from support. Well, here they come. Here comes the support now. That's better by Glendale. Maybe they can capitalize on this.
And again, they go back to the big guys.
And again, they're driving him back in. Trying to set up her second phase.
Away!
Ontario's very flat, anticipating the next attack.
Guys, both teams went down. It's a collapsed ruck. Moving forward.
And as you heard, a bit of a collapsed ruck there, so the referee has called a scrum down just inside the half of Ontario Blues.
Here we go, boys. Here we go, boys.
Was that on me? Did I call?
Yeah, you guys are coming in early.
Was it me though?
It was on 2.
Well, the subs bench of Ontario are out running about, looking to get a run for today by the looks of it, Miles.
I wouldn't be surprised if the coach here wants to empty the bench.
Give them all a run.
Make sure everyone gets a look here, especially with the selectors out today. Another great scrum by Ontario, putting Glendale back on their hind foot.
Well, that's a great offload by Glendale.
Ball was spilled forward. Looks like the
Ontario capitalizing on that again. They've turned it over. They're coming right back at them. Glendale seems to be reformed very flat. Caught offside a little bit there from the scrum half.
That call all day. Hasn't made that offside call all day.
I can almost tell you the score.
Well, again, a bit of a turnover there to Glendale.
It looks like it's a penalty to
It is.
penalty for
And
Glendale.
they're going to utilize that win and pump it down into the corner again.
Penalty count's pretty even. Penalties for Ontario are 7. Penalties for Glendale's 5. But we're not seeing points off of the penalties.
I had a talk last night, Miles, with both the management side for the Ontario Blues and for Glendale, and they were amicable with each other, but were excited about the challenge ahead, but insisted that both sides were not only going to be aggressive, but well up for this challenge today.
And, I think that's what you're going to get. Ontario...
High tackle.
Oh, there's a high tackle in the 22 of the Ontario Blues. They've taken it quickly. And again, setting up for a second phase off that penalty. They seem very well formed. That's great defense from Ontario. A great attacking piece from Glendale. Deep inside the 22 of Ontario.
Penalty 2 again. Ref wants to have a chat. He's called over the
He's
captain.
bringing them back now, Miles. You're right.
This might be... Oh, that's a yellow card.
He's going for a card, Miles. He's going for a card.
That's Andrew Wilson.
It is.
That's Andrew Wilson. He just got on. It looks like it might have taken two quick penalties. The ref said he's having none of it.
That's right. It was clearly intentional, and unfortunately, that's why Andrew Wilson is going off.
What do you want?
And they've opted for points. They've opted for points, sure. Now I want to take it back to what you were saying earlier about both teams being very spirited. The Glendale Raptors, Pacific Rugby Premier Champs 2015 and 2016. Last year, Ontario McTier Champs, their 5th time winning that award. So we have 2 heavyweights here in Burlington, Ontario, on this beautiful May day. Really want to, with selections just around the corner in a couple of weeks, I think you have both teams. There's just a lot of players here who really want to put on a great show, and 2 really good teams and really good programs, just displaying their skill.
Well, they slotted that over, Miles, for a penalty.
Looks like we're at 29-18 Ontario.
And there's plenty of game left. Plenty of game left, Miles.
What's the score now? First deal, we need to...
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Advantage moving. Too slow.
Advantage Glendale.
I got to give you the mark. I have to give you the mark. No, come back here.
But they're staying on the ball.
Start yellow.
That's
Move away, faster. It is, but you gotta let me. If you want it, then I'm gonna give you the mark. Just over there. There's your mark. That's why I'm here. Yeah.
So Glendale's just pumped it out of their 22 for a line out here about midway in the game. Midway in the pitch.
Stop.
13 off for Glendale, 22 on.
Just hold the line here. Okay, better. Faster, get away from the breakdown. Thank you. It's coming off. Thanks.
So we got the score here, 24-18 for Ontario.
Yeah, so score recap, Miles,
Hold the line
24-18.
here.
24-18,
I'm gonna go back here.
Ontario.
Yeah. Time's on.
Glendale with a man advantage.
That's a very clean line out, Miles.
Great backline movement here by Glendale.
Great ball crushes through the center of the field.
Attacking the gain line, which is what they need to do, and they go to play the open side. A little bit of a spill.
I got it.
Turn over to Ontario.
Advantage knock on.
Advantage given.
Over.
Advantage over. Ontario moving down the short side.
He's coming up. He opted for the inside. Ontario possession. And again, the scrum half looks to be going up that left wing. And he's done a great job of that. That's a great little tap inside. Is there anyone there to support
there,
now?
Kai.
Kai has scored.
Great
What
try.
an opportunist try.
Great try. Try given.
A great opportunist try from Kai Lloyd. Nickname Quinoa has scored a phenomenal opportunist try up the left wing.
Mason scored 29.
Shut up and just drink what you've got. Hey, slim fast. Hey, Barry Bethel. Subway diet. There you go. Shut up.
Again, setting up for a conversion at the far left side of the field here from where observing. And again, this wind could very, very easily get the better of this conversion. A much different kicking game from when you and I were playing, Miles.
Very much so.
The power and the precision it's beyond me.
You know, these kickers nowadays are so talented. They can really...
That's a great kick. He slotted that through the uprights from a very difficult angle with a very heavy wind. That's a great conversion.
Makes the score 31-18. 31-18 for Ontario. About 25 minutes to go in the second half. That's an unfortunate mistake.
It was, straight out.
That's an unfortunate mistake. Another opportunity for Ontario to capitalize.
Now they do have to be very clinical about these lineouts. I've noticed, Miles. The height of the Glendale players, they obviously gives them a true advantage. It's all technical in this lineout here, and I've just proven myself right.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've taken that against the head in the lineout.
You know, they got these.
And again, they're utilizing that wind to try to go back into that corner. They haven't quite found touch yet.
Keep coming.
Kai's pumped it up, and that's gone. Has that gone straight out? Was he in his 22 there?
It's out on the full. Oh no, it's not actually.
He was in his inside his 22.
Inside the 22. You know, going back to your point here, they got Glendale has two monsters playing second row, 6'5" and 6'6".
That's fine. They've got numbers.
Absolute guys, just monsters you want to give the ball to every time in the line out.
So here we go again, a very, very quick line out. We're back about the middle of the field. Oh, that's a clear knock on. Referee's playing advantage.
I think he looked
Ontario
up first
ball.
before he caught the ball. He's got to see the ball into his hands. Small mistakes, it's stuff like this that make them capitalize. Can Ontario take advantage?
That's a great
play.
little chip by Ferguson.
Play.
Fantastic play.
Yes.
And it looks like our set. Oh, he's unfortunately given it away. He should have pinned them back and went for it.
The ball is out.
And there seems to be some confusion by the touch judge here, Miles, as to who it came off of.
Actually, there has been a knock on. The referee has called the knock on.
I mean, the referee's settling things down, making it a decision, and it is indeed a scrum to Ontario, right deep in the 22 of Glendale's end. The right-hand side of Glendale's end, as we observe, Miles.
They're playing the knock on.
Well, they had a clear advantage there. I thought he should have probably pinned them back, and he probably would have been in.
The ball came just a little bit late off the player. He should have probably given the ball a little bit earlier to put him into space and to score.
He did offload that blindly, but he should have probably just pinned them back. And then it's wheeled almost through 90, but it's away. Out to the Blues, out half has taken it. Brought down inside their 22, Glendale's 22.
Some indecision. Looks like the play might have been
And they're going to crash that ball up, set up for second phase here, and they're going left. No, they're going right. A change in play. That is a great position from the fullback, the Canadian fullback. Well set up. And they go left to the Canadian captain.
Still have options.
To the Ontario captain, I apologize. And they're still going left and just touched out by Glendale.
Ball was knocked forward. That might be a penalty for an intentional knock on it. It is.
You may see it. Will there be a card here?
Don't pull it. My cable's on it.
He doesn't look like to be going to the pocket.
Don't pull it.
What's your take on that, Miles? Do you think that's a card? Bit gracious?
You know,
It was clearly intentional.
We had two players already in the bin from Ontario. You know, at the end of the day, we still want to play rugby, right? People came here, and everybody wants to see some good rugby. I don't know if it wants to be controlled by the referee and pulling out the card every time he possibly can. They got the penalty.
Yeah, it looks as though they're trying to form a maul here and push this over, but Glendale seemed to be well set in to protect against that. Well, they're having a go. They are having a go, and a good one at that.
You got to remember, Ontario's still a man down.
And a man down.
Ball's at the back of the maul. It's just recycled. Just
again, an opportunist. I believe that was the Ontario hooker. That very well could have been Eric Howard. And there seems to be a bit of a scuffle inside the Glendale try area. Probably a little indecision. And the referee sorting it out.
Great forward try.
He has. He's given it.
Anytime you get those forwards just bunched in there, they bear down, white knuckles, dig their cleats in, and start pushing the opposition back, touch the ball down. It's exactly what you want.
Oh, look. It's a good one.
It makes the score 36-18 before the conversion.
Well, Andrew Wilson on the sideline here seems to be eager to get back on. I'd imagine that time penalty is about to come up, so they will even the sides up very, very soon.
No try, no play.
And now for the conversion, again against the wind. He's done well in the last few. Let's see how he gets on.
That's a great boot, great stroke. Looks like he's
well, Mize missed that one. Not for the sake of trying. He's done a great job being that far out on the wing with such a strong wind blowing down between those uprights.
Can't ask for much more. He's already hit two, I think.
I agree.
Sin bin looks like he's back on. Yes. Both strings.
Puts Andrew Wilson back in. Both sides are back to even.
They test him right away. He gets the ball into the high ball. The answer back as they come.
The answer back indeed, taking the option to pump it down that right-hand side, utilizing the wind again. That is well taken by the Ontario fullback. A big Gary Owen. Good pressure and great support. We'll see how Glendale come out of this. They do appear to be on the back foot a little bit, Glendale, in positions like that. It's going to be a true test for them in this last 20 minutes, I think. Maybe their size and physicality might wear on them from a fitness perspective.
I think so, too. You have to remember they did travel from Colorado. It's quite a ways away. They've been here for a couple of days, and maybe with the time change and the travel, it may start wearing on them a little bit.
That is right. Actually, they traveled last night and only made it to Buffalo, stayed in Buffalo, so they traveled from Buffalo up here today.
Oh.
And again, another clearance. trying to find the line, and I believe he has. It's going to be held up just on the 22-yard meter in the Ontario end.
Why not?
Well, great turnout today, Miles. This is a really great way to sort of kick off the Ontario season for all the clubs across the province.
Very happy for the Burlington Centaurs. I think they did a fantastic job. They put on a fantastic show.
Great day for them.
Some great organization skills here, and looks like everyone seems to be happy and having a great time. That ball goes out right beside the scoreboard.
No contact in the air.
There'll be a quick line out again.
Down!
Trying to move the Ontario team out of this position
Looks like
against that wind. The referee's blown up.
We'll have a line out again.
The Raptor was
Come
up
up
early. Yes.
They've knocked it on. We'll have a line out again.
As you heard the referee saying, they're going to line out again.
It's up early.
Up early.
15 minutes to go in the second half. 36-18 the score for Ontario. Got away.
That didn't look to be straight to me. It could have been the wind, but the referee hasn't said anything, so.
Sideline judge looked like he was out of position. And
Right.
the
I agree.
referee on the field wasn't.
Great little box kick, another little tester. Well, the wind like that, when they box kick like that, it keeps the ball hanging and gives the opportunity to get under that from a
So it does help.
attacking
Plays to
position.
advantage.
And it looks as though
Have a break.
Justice has made a great break, setting up inside, just outside the 22.
Now they want to play it wide.
Great coverage, good cleanup from the Ontario fullback. The ruck is formed. They're very flat, Glendale. They got to be careful about that offside position there, Miles.
They've been creeping up all day. I don't think
Encroaching.
referees make this call all day, but that's why they play. We just play on.
It's a great tackle. Good recycle. Very quick recycle. Kai's just touched it up for the winger. Great coverage. He didn't let him get up there, though.
Raptors able to reset. Ball inside the 22. They bang it up.
Driving
with one of
back
their
in.
bigs.
Trying to set something up here for the Glendale out half to just to clear this out of their end of the field.
From our vantage point, we can't see if the ball's inside the 22.
And there it is. Here's the clearance. That will give them a time to just to regroup and settle things for Glendale.
Substitutions coming in now. Both teams looking to empty their bench.
Two.
Yeah, some of those front rows got to be getting a little bit tired with the physicality of this game. It's very impressive. It looks like the front row, Andrew Quatrine, is replacing
Play rugby. He doesn't.
the Canadian hooker,
Comes through you.
Eric Howard.
I thought he had a
Time's
really
off.
good
Hold the
game
line,
today.
please.
Yeah, stupendous game. Very tight.
Time's on.
He's been really good in the lineouts today, considering that wind.
Yes.
Putting the ball in. You know, breaking that game line the way they've done today, the Blues, has been pretty impressive, and they've really put Glendale on the back foot with every one of those first phase balls.
I think so too. I really like the way that they're playing. It's more an aggressive style in the second half. I think it's what you have to do. Keep them on their back foot.
It's definitely give them the opportunity to settle and make some of those set pieces really, really click. Here we go again.
Tackle!
You know, Glendale is so strong.
That's a great miss move.
They're so strong.
Move 8!
No tackle looks to be easy here. They really do bring it. They want to hit you.
Way 5!
Well, that's a great ball. If they could only put that in hand. Here they are. They do appear to be outnumbered. Here comes the support now from the Blues. Again, tacking that 20 Glendale's 22. Right back in the middle of the pitch.
You know, and Glendale's done so well here.
And they're going to split this and set this up for an option, Miles. And here it is. They're coming right.
Glendale is definitely organized in late phase rugby. This is good. This is good defensive.
That's good defense. That is a great attacking line, though, from Ontario.
Here. Hands will do.
Up the wing. They're still on the move.
Oh, wait, eight, no.
And they have a clear advantage just where they are right now. Glendale seems to be a little bit off their mark right now, Miles. And then goes the captain, just held up with 3 feet from the line.
Oh, there's Sears.
Justice looks as though he's just come up short of the line.
Leave it!
The referee's saying leave it. They're setting something up here, and they're in.
Try given.
They do seem to be a bit clinical, the clinicians at this stage of the game, don't they, Miles?
You know, they really are bringing it to the second half. It makes the score 41-18. I thought there'd be a little bit more of an advantage from these Raptors.
I agree.
Hoping to kick the ball, and like we said, they still have the wind, and they're not using it. They're simply not using it. Ontario is using the wind. They're using the high ball. They keep the ball nice and high so they're able to regroup, get down, and play, and put the Raptors on their back feet so that they can keep attacking. When these mistakes happen, it looks like that Ontario is simply capitalizing from them. Ontario hasn't, these Raptors haven't scored in the second half.
He's got that conversion, Miles.
Conversion's good. 43-18, Ontario.
Lost it, come on!
Well, I know you can't feel it, but the atmosphere has come to life. There's a real buzz about this park today.
Absolutely.
And it's good to see for Ontario and good to see for Canadian rugby in general.
Got about 10 minutes to go here in the second half.
Bit of a knock on there.
Ball went to ground.
So, Miles, to your point, there's been a number of substitutions. Ferguson, the Ontario scrum half, has been replaced, so it does look like they're giving all the legs a run today, putting everyone on show.
And I think that's what you have to do on a special day like this against such a strong opponent. You want everyone to get that taste for high-level rugby.
And being in an exhibition, why not?
Coach!
Watch that blind, Jer. Watch blind.
Bind! Early blue.
Early push by Blue. Tap and go.
Tap and go. Again, they seem to run away from support every time. That's better. And they want to bring that back in. See, again, the Blues are there. There doesn't seem to be support from the. What? The referee hasn't. Going to the, he's off his feet. That's a quick tap ball.
Away!
They're making the move. He's ran away from support. I don't know if that was the right option.
Out! No!
You're seeing great defense by Ontario.
That's a great take. That is a great ball. He's in for a very good opportunist try from the Glendale center. Chad London scores for Glendale. Opportunist try.
He ran so low. He looked like you can't get underneath that stiff arm there to get to his legs to make that kind of tackle.
No.
He's that close to the try zone. He sniffs it. Like, there's no way you're going to stop it.
It was a good vision from the out half.
And the conversion is good.
Yep. Make him on, make him on. Chad, same thing for you. Clear release.
So where does that leave us, Miles?
43-25 Ontario.
Guys, they're claiming a blood stop. Can you make sure it's all right?
43-25 Ontario. Got a little less than 10 minutes, I think, to go in the second half.
Okay. Come on. Back!
He's knocked that on. You kind of caught them unaware there, Miles.
Looks like the ball's been kicked into the touch. It's gonna
Maybe
be
that's what it was. Yeah, we don't have an advantage point from here, but it looked as though it was a knock on, or has it indeed gone straight to touch? Yeah.
Line out Raptor ball. Again, another
knock on. That's.
But they'll take the knock on right there. Ontario ball in the 22, middle of the field. I expect some magic.
Time off.
That's what reminded me.
Time off, guys.
Looks like we have a man down. Looks to be a Raptor. We're not too sure of the number right here. Can't see from this vantage.
It is. It's a Raptor that's down. You'll feel a little ginger after that one tomorrow, I can assure you. Do you know anyone called Ginger?
I don't.
Yeah, Raymondo. No, we started the room with that.
Ray, that's it. Raymondo, yeah, he's over there. Is he here? No. Good job.
Well, he's back up and getting back in, Miles.
So he's obviously
He's shaking it off.
3 Glendale off.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he's trying to jump. Oh, sorry for our fun times with
A quick substitution here.
That's number 16. Blake Rogers. Blake Rogers coming in to play.
Blake Rogers.
Play loose head.
Guys, you guys are coming in early in the scrum. Okay, 2 free kicks.
Blake Rogers, the contemporary cowboy. That's what I'm thinking.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Strong, solid scrum right there by both teams. Great foundation.
Ball's gone to deck. He's cleared up. That's a great offload. Back inside. Can he find support? He's found support. They're going to recycle it here.
Dan Moore was able to get
And he
the
has
ball back
recycled.
for his team. And again, they just want to attack the middle of the field, give themselves options on both sides, recycle the ball quickly.
That's a really good option. He's seen that Glendale were up so quickly that
Which
just a little chip through.
They've been doing this all day. They've been doing this all game. They come up very quickly, and it's good that they were able to identify that, which creates a bit of a gap. They're able to stab it through. They've done this the last couple of times here, and I think Kai scored off one of those. So
He did.
Line. Come over.
They'll be testing a line out here, using their height to an advantage, Glendale. And they have not used it to their advantage. Again, it's a Ontario Blues ball. See if they can capitalize off of this quickly. Glendale are very flat again. Andrew Wilson's retained that ball. A little popcorn.
great hands.
They've gone back inside option. They've got options out right, Miles, but they're trying to set up for something here. They're trying to push over for yet another try, I'd imagine.
It's available.
And some heavyweights just laying off, and of course the penalty to Ontario. They've taken it quickly, trying to capitalize. And 6 feet out from the try line here, off to the left-hand side. They're driving over, Miles, driving over.
You want to pick and go right here.
Right.
There, again, another pick and go.
Pick and go.
The Justice just holding up soundly, and that is them surely over.
Goal line.
They're going to keep doing this all the way to the try zone.
Just on the line now. There's another pick going right.
No.
And it looks as though they're going to run the line now. A little switch. He's maintained that well. A little bit of miscommunication, though.
Penalty 2. It looks like they may be offside.
Not 10.
Oh, they're not 10.
Not 10. The referee's going to bring it back. Who that first infringement was.
I think there's another chat thing. I'm not in there.
And a substitution for the Ontario Blues fullback. Rory McDonald coming off. With Alex Colburn coming on from the Scottish. He plays for the Toronto Scottish, a London, Ontario native. Alex has had a very good career with the Maple Leaf Sevens, Miles.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, an astonishing Sevens player. Playing here today with the Ontario Blues.
Because there's some...
Well, we're coming close to the end. I would like to give a very, very warm thank you to the Burlington Centaurs Club for hosting us here today.
Fantastic day.
Fantastic day, Miles. Also, we're coming to you from Kojiko TV today and want to thank them for televising this today. A quick attack from Glendale. They seem to be making some progress up the right wing. We're back almost into the middle of the pitch.
This is a little bit more open style rugby. We're not used to seeing this from Glendale. They haven't been doing this today. They seem to be going from sideline to sideline. But they've made 50 yards here.
And again, a little bit miscommunication there from Glendale. Unfortunately, the ball goes to ground when that happens, and they find themselves a bit on the back foot. That's well covered by Ontario. Good defense.
You see the ball, they're opening it up now. Huge hit. Big hit. Line out Blues. Ball is on their 10.
So, Miles, not only are we showcased on Kojiko TV Live today, but we can also be seen, and we are broadcasting from Rugby Ontario's YouTube channel.
Yes. Yes, we are live, but it seems to be the end of the game. The referee has blown his whistle 3 times.
Both Miles and myself would like to thank everyone for participating today, for the sponsors, for Burlington Centaurs hosting the event, and we would absolutely like to see you guys back at our next broadcast.
Final score today, Ontario 43, Glendale 25. Craig, thank you so much.
Thank you, Miles.
This has been so much fun. Thank you, Kojiko. Thank you, Rugby Canada. Thank you, Burlington. It's been a great afternoon. We want to thank you guys for everyone who tuned in, everyone who's listening online, everyone who's watching us on the YouTube channel, everyone. Just thank you for being a part of this.
Yeah, I think it was the right result today, Miles. I think it was the right result indeed. It seemed that Samson has indeed slaughtered Goliath.
They did.
That's it from us here today at Sherwood Park. We'll be back soon.